right. Welcome to the channel. This is Clarityempress, the Empress of Clarity, here to bring a collective energy reading to my Clarityempress collective. I hope everybody's doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment in the comment section. Let me know if the reading resonates with you. I hope everybody is doing great. Please, and make sure when you subscribe, please ring that bell. That way you're notified every time I come on. We got to get this thing started. I don't care. Mhm. Mhm. All right, let's get this over to the moderators and the party people in the building. Oh, one more. There we go. All right. All right, collective, let's get started. Let's see if this is public. Make sure. Normally y'all on here already, so I gotta make sure. See what I'm seeing. Okay, yeah, there we are. All right, let's get started. All right, so you see the title is Healing from Addictions, Delusions, and Trauma Bonds, right? And Spirit said earlier, I heard, ask yourself this question. If you miss them, or if you think you missed them, then why? And Spirit said to search for the answer, right? So if you can't come up with the answer, then the answer probably lies in the addictions, any delusions, and any trauma bonds you might have had with your previous person, right? Because if you think about it, like, okay, if your person cheated on you, if your person lied to you, if your person mistreated you, if they degraded you, if they did any of those things, right? If you miss them, well, what is it that you miss about them? This is what I'm hearing. Spirit said that somebody, you feel like you miss them, or maybe they're on your mind, but it's a trauma bond. It's not, hey, peace, sis. It's not what you typically would think. When you miss somebody, right? Typically, when you miss somebody, thank you for coming to the live. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. And make sure you ring the bell. That way you're notified anytime I come on. When you miss somebody, there's usually some type of joy associated with it. There's some peace associated with it. There's some happiness associated with it. You know what I mean? However, if you miss somebody, or you just have this nostalgic energy about them, but you don't have an image in your head of what you missed, it could be the addictions, delusions, and trauma bonds. Okay? So, for example, you think about them, but you can't picture happiness with them. You think about them, right? But hold on. Fire away. Thank you. I was about to say fire away. Fire away. You think about them, but you can't think about you can't come up with a reason of what you like about them. You know what I'm saying? It's like mm, you struggle with it. There's a couple people in my life I could just when I reflect back, I'll go, huh, I don't miss them. I can't find words that would describe missing them. But I could imagine, I can imagine that they miss me because now when I think about what they lost from losing me, it's a lot. It's a lot. I can't picture it. So I feel like somebody's in that energy of trying to sort out, do I miss them or am I missing or am I thinking about them because of addictions, delusions, and trauma bonds, right? And that's a healthy way to look at it because if the missing part of missing them is happiness, joy, fulfillment, you got to look at the dark side of what that could be. And like I said, they may be missing what you did for them, who you were to them, how you loved them unconditionally. They may be missing loving moments, even what I'm saying, the way you fed them, whatever you did for them, they miss it. They miss all of that. But ultimately they miss what you could do for them or what you have done. That doesn't mean they miss you either. Because they probably still like lying, cheating, whatever else they was doing. But they miss you because you had an element in their life that they didn't have. And now when you're not there, it's gone. So, take it how it resonates. Spirit said, get to the bottom of these delusions with people. And I said, okay, I shall oblige. All right, Spirit, give me the message. What is the message that we need? For the collective, what do they need to know or be aware of? What do they need to know? They need clarity and understanding. I just feel like some of y'all are really just, you might have missed this person's potential, right? Potential kinetic energy on the back. I feel like some people are missing someone's potential. Like, um, and that's the clarity. Like maybe you're missing what they could have been, should have been, would have been, if they had, if they did, if they should have, could have, would have, right? But their core person, what you had in them, does that even exist? Is it the same? No. 9 times out of 10, it's not. Tell me more. Tell me more. Capricorn, loyalty, speaking up, core energy. That's that boss or that devil energy. Tell me more. Responsibility. Spirit said you took on a lot of responsibility when it came to this person, and they miss you taking that responsibility on. And this is messages from Spirit too. You took a lot of responsibility on when it came to this person. Spirit said you might have taught them, guided them, supported them financially. You did a lot for whoever this was. You took on a lot of responsibility. Tell me more. So now y'all in quiet and no communication. Now you're not. This is why missing them. Yeah, and you're spiritually gifted too. That's another challenge. I feel like I heard the first thing I heard is they can't lie to you, and you know it. So that lying, cheating, that trauma bond, this didn't sit right with you, and you're quiet like high priestess energy, which is the second time this energy's come out in 2 readings. No, I'm sorry, third. This is the third reading. So no communication. You're not talking. All right. But they should have spoke up and they should have been loyal. Oh, that's what it was. And you have spiritual gifts. And you listen to your ancestors talk to you, tell you how you should be. You know what I'm saying? What you should do, what you shouldn't do. Yeah. Anymore. Green and Sagittarius energy. I don't know what the green. Well, green is heart chakra energy, but Sagittarius. Oh, you a truth teller. That's what it is. You a truth teller. Maybe this person can't handle that. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. Um, Bottom of the deck. Oh, they in regret. That's some shame energy. They in regret over the way they weren't showing up for you. They watched. They stalked. and they are trying to strategize how to get back to you. But they watch and they stalk. This person is in regret energy. Your ancestors got this person in regret because you know why? They showed them what they were missing when it came to you. I feel like the ancestors, just like the ancestors told you to walk away, don't no more communication, let this go because it was harmful to you with addictions, delusions, and trauma bonds. It revealed to this person who they were and how they were behaving with those same addictions, delusions, and trauma bonds. This might, hey, what's up, Michelle? How you doing? How are you? This might have been someone who was, no, not might. This was someone or is someone in your life trying to keep you attached to them in some way or trying to figure out how to get you attached to them. So they watch and they stalk, but they sit in regret because they weren't man enough or woman enough for you. You know what I mean? They weren't able to, no, take that back, willing enough to show up right for you. Okay. I believe in people having capability. I believe that a lot of us fall in love with potential in people, only get our feelings hurt because the person is unwilling to do certain things, not really incapable. Because if you look at it, a lot of times when you're in a situation with somebody who has addictions, delusions, and trauma bonds, those very things you ask them for, they go give it to somebody, but it's just not you, right? Which is causing this quiet and no communication. Michelle, have you been on? Because I haven't been getting you in my feeds. Have you been doing lives? You, oh, I'm well. I'm doing okay. I'm in more spirit. Let's get on some tea leaf. And thanks for joining us. What's it say? Advice from a friend. Somebody gave them clarity, but I feel like the ancestors sent somebody to give this person clarity. They sent them, and I feel like you may have gotten advice from a friend that gave you clarity on this situation, collective. I really feel like part of this is for you because I feel as though, sometimes we need to look at it from a different perspective, and a good friend, somebody who genuinely cares about us, is going to be honest with us and tell us the truth. I think that's where that Sagittarius energy comes from. And now everybody can stomach that, because people like their delusions. They don't want to come out of delusions. Delusions are comfortable, right? Because you're in your own little mental bubble. Oh, okay. Okay. Tell me more. And then we got staff. You'll be taken care of in difficult times. For you, collective, I feel like you are okay. You know what I mean? I feel like this is not crushing you or your heart. I feel like that maybe that you took the advice and that you're in a, how you put it, healing space. That's the best way to put it. You're in a healing space. Tell me more. There's great passion. Oh, so you took care of somebody with great passion. You demonstrated passion, and that's that unconditional love flowing through you when you took that responsibility of that other person, whomever that person was, whatever they were to you. You took like I said, you took a lot of responsibility for them, off of them. You helped them a lot. Whatever that was, you helped them a lot. But now y'all not in communication. Spirit, tell me about that. Why? One at a time, please. One at a time. Oh, because they need to increase their efforts. Did you had Spirit said you had maxed out. You had went beyond your capacity for this person at certain points in time. But now you're quiet because if they want you or any part of you, they have to increase their efforts in order to achieve their goal. You need to be their goal. If you're not their goal and they don't achieve and they don't increase their effort, they're never going to have you in their life. Okay. Now, get it where you fit in. Are you an addiction issue with this person, a delusion, or a trauma bond? Or is it combined in all three? Who knows? You got to take it where it resonates, because if you're all three, a lot of times you may not ever talk to this person anymore. It's going in and out. Oh no. Let me see something. Hold on, let me test it. All right, testing, testing, testing. I don't hear nothing on it on my end, but that could be my machine doing what it always do, acting up. It's okay for right now? Okay. Never know. I never knew. I never knew. With this thing here. Hmm. Okay. Tell me about sex. Yeah, arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. I'm gonna clarify that. Oh, okay. So, if you were the truth teller for this person, which I believe you were, you told this person about somebody else in their life. Maybe the person they share addictions with. Um, yeah, yeah, what? Okay. Maybe the person that they share addictions with. Maybe it's the person who treats them a certain way, they trauma bonded with, something like that. But it's an arrogant and boastful person. Tell me more about that person. Muddled and unclear thinking. Yeah. So there is somebody who is very brash, like very they like gaslighting. So they like to create confusion with this person. That's where the delusion comes from. It comes from this boastful person that's in their life. Somebody who has abused authority with them. Somebody who likes mind games, Spirit said, and feels entitled. Oh, so they got somebody that not only do they feel like they have a certain position, so this could be a wife or a husband. It could be a parent, or big sister, big brother. It's a woman dealing with a relationship with a woman. That's who it is. So it's a woman, whomever it is, that popped out. All right, tell me about increasing their efforts with the collective and the collective being quiet. Tell me more, Spirit. Wow, I feel like the message right now, if for this to be consistent with the quietness, Spirit is saying don't deal with this person anytime soon. Without increased effort, there's no point. Pleasure with a close friend, yeah. I- They like to have pleasure with people who are in that don't challenge them. You know what I'm saying? That they could cheat, lie, steal with. Those people they're attracted to those type of people. So it causes you to get quiet. It causes you to let them go live their life and mind your business. I don't feel like you're not the one watching and stalking and then regret. This person is. Yeah, opportunity and windfall. You saw a lot of, I'm telling you, you saw a lot of potential in this person. They could be big things. I feel like you may have inspired this person to do great things. Tell me more, Spirit. But they haven't done great things by you. What's this? Oh, I didn't realize that fell. Warning you of a future problem or either now in the future. What's this? Yeah. So there was some devil energy. You warned this person about it. You pointed the finger or you picked out the culprit and you said, "Listen, this woman is boastful and arrogant, has unclear and muddled thinking, and is going to keep you in muddled and unclear thinking." This is what you pointed out to this person. This is exactly what they're getting. All right. You may have told them like with certain help, you'll be taken care of, but I feel like this person, uh, there's a this rooster has mind control over their person. A chain of events that affect your life, yeah. And that was the advice of a friend for you, as well as you giving it to them. But I feel like somebody told you that if you didn't leave this situation alone, how it was going to bring you down, because their situation is destined to fail. So, you have to unattach to situations that will bring you down. You have to choose you first. Can you hear me all right? Just to check in. Control your anger, you'll be sorry. Yeah. And I also feel like your person gets a little angry about you moving on from them. When they stalk and they watch you, you are enjoying life and you are unbothered. And that bothers them. So, they may or may not, I say or may not, make an appearance in your life because this person is very much okay, cool. This person is very much under mind control, like gaslighted, all of that nonsense with this feminine energy. Okay. She is the person that's a problem. That's the likely outcome. Now, Spirit was alluding to a transformation last night, pointing to it, overall energy that this person is going through it or experiencing it. But it has a lot to do with some tower energy that was, I feel, initiated when it comes to this feminine energy. You know, I don't even know if we could do gender specific when it comes to energy that brings people down, because women can be rough on men or women, and men can be rough on men or women. I don't even think the gender matters as much. You know what I'm saying? I just think that if you got toxic, toxic is toxic. Period. Man or woman, toxic is toxic. Tell me more, Spirit, about the dog barking and chain of events. So that advice, I feel like, changed the trajectory for you to not head into a situation with this person. It that advice that was given to you was divinely guided to you so that you would choose yourself, not this person and not their drama and not their problems. Tell me more. Yeah, see, I kid you not. It's clarifying chain of events. Spirit sent you advice for you to refocus your energy and your time and your mind so that you were not rolling down this path, whatever path they're heading in, that's not your destination. What's this? Yeah, Spirit didn't want you settling. And you pointed out to them this is what they were doing with that situation. Wow. Tell me more. Yeah, you are ascending, sitting in that energy of waiting for somebody to change. You are sitting believing in somebody's just in their potential, but them not showing you anything. You are rising above that, because you know people who are gaslighted, that means they believe the lie, right? That means they also will tell a lie that they believe. 9 times out of 10, that's what they'll do. So with that being said, there's a person here who is settling for something, settling for whoever this muddled thinking, arrogant feminine energy is. He's settling. Big dreams, yeah. You know, I'm hearing two things. You had big dreams about the potential with this person, about a relationship with this person, about a coming together. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you encouraged them because you saw the opportunity and the windfall within this person, right? That was contagious. That they also have those big dreams, but in order to actualize the dream, they have to put in a stronger and increased effort. Spirit said that's the challenge and the lesson, which means to me they're not doing it. Like there's a roadblock that's stopping them. I have a family member that took classes, okay, and I ain't gonna go into what, but they took classes in something that would have made them a lot of money, a lot, guaranteed in that profession, a lot, right? They stopped at classes. They didn't do nothing else beside the classes. So it basically, and then years have passed. Oh shit, what happened? Uh-oh, my thing burned out. Oh, I don't know what just happened. Um, Yes, my time is okay. So, they did not complete the process, right? So that means they can't take additional tests, they can't get accredited, they can't get certified, they can't get the job, they can't make the money. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, if somebody is stuck in big dreams, they haven't addressed the blockage. Well, in this particular reading, the blockage is this rooster, muddled, unclear thinking, or I should say, what is it? Rooster forest woman. Okay, let me pull that out because these are all clarifying each other. So it says, arrogant, boastful person, you should not cross, muddle, unclear thinking, in dealing with a woman. So there's a feminine energy that's causing a block. 9 times out of 10, the blockage like that is probably a mother energy, their mother or a baby mother, like a wife or something like that, right? And there's a big block when it comes to that because this person won't pursue their goals, their big dreams. They just won't. And if they're pursuing it, they can only get but so far because she'll block it. Okay. I've seen people I know who have gotten or pursued divorce. Matter of fact, it was a feminine pursuing a divorce from a masculine, but he was ruled by his mother. Okay. His mother dictated a lot of his choices and actions, and she excused and did not make him accountable for a lot of his actions. And so, with that being said, he was the type of person that would be jealous of her. His wife, he would like, so if she was trying to go to college so she could finish up her degree, he's stopping all of that. Hold on, y'all. Oh, that's the cat. So he put monkey wrenches in that, right? So there's no like support. I'm taking too long to sign the papers, and you know what I'm saying. Oh, I'm not keeping the internet on. Oh, I forgot to pay the bill, knowing she got to take tests and she's doing online classes. There's ways that people who don't want to see you thrive and have some type of power over you or the authority over you in some way because they're the breadwinner and you rely on them, they will monkey wrench what you got going on. And I feel like this is the type of situation somebody getting monkey wrenched by a feminine energy. Tell me more. Yeah, but that's being destroyed. Or no, Spirit said no. She's trying to destroy somebody's future. We gonna clarify that, but somebody's and this person is in fear. Not only are they regret, not only are they stalking you, not only do they have anger issues, but they are operating out of fear. That's why this person won't come forward. That's why they're having such a hard time with their big dreams because they're scared. Scared to be successful, scared to take a step, scared to move, scared to do anything, really, outside of what this woman wants them to do, which is very little, I would say, because she doesn't want this person to be better than her in any way, more successful than her in any way. She don't want to see it happen. Let's clarify destructions here. Why all these times? Yeah. I'm so tired of this narrative. So this is one of those raggedy bitch energies that's like on repeat. And this person is still stuck in fear. And as much as they may want to go somewhere, they're not. They're not. They haven't made a move. If they are, they still haven't made a move. They're just sitting in fear, letting fear dictate their life, which is mad annoying. Right. I feel like there's a lot of deception when it comes. Remember, I said she gaslights them, right? If she's gaslighting them and telling them lies, they also are telling themselves lies because they believe it. Okay, so there's a lot of deception, but there's destruction with that. I feel like I gotta clarify that some more because I already know what everything else means. So tell me more about this deception. Why is that the likely outcome? Deception of what? I feel like all of this is surrender. I feel like your person, this might be what was going on last night. Somebody is sitting in some really putrid energy, and they willing to go down to the ship, with the ship if they bring that feminine energy down with them. It's almost like, oh, okay, so you want me to fail? I'm gonna watch you fail too. I'm gonna help you. So I'm gonna make sure you fail. It's kind of a tit for tat going on. It's not the smartest move, to be honest with you, because this person is taking themselves down daily, putting themselves in harm's way with her just to see her go down. But ultimately, they're both gonna go down. They're both gonna go down, and there may be some irreparable damage. I don't know if that's a right way to put it, but there's gonna be some damage that cannot be repaired. Now, how that what that looks like, I don't know. It could be like a criminal record. Okay, it could be relationships, it could be a lot of different things, but those things, like once a bridge is broken, it's one of those, that bridge ain't gonna get repaired. Also, I don't feel like that has anything to do with you because you're in quiet mode. You pull back from dreaming about, you know, this future faking that they may have done. You're not you're not addicted, you're not delusional, and you're definitely not trauma bonded. You are healing from it. You self-evaluating, you're doing your shadow work. That's what I get from this. This person, but you can see who they are. You can see who they are, what they're doing to themselves, and how it's not helpful to you. Um, this person though is stalking and watching you because they're miserable in this situation with this feminine energy, and there's nothing but destruction going on. Deception, lies, it is coming out. It is going to come out, and you are going to find out about it. So if you're wondering, I wonder what it is, don't wonder much longer, because it'll soon reveal itself. I feel like they are in the throes of it, meaning like this is not something that's you know a little hiccup in their life. This is like, maybe this is the theme of their life, but yet it's going downhill real fast. Now, if you know anything about physics, the basics of physics, when it comes to I can't even say potential and kinetic energy. I just made up a word, y'all. Pathetic. So, if you put a rock at the top of a hill and you push it down, it starts its momentum, right? That's the kinetic energy. In the ah it's propelled down because it's of its weight, and it increases in speed. I feel like this is what's happening. What that being a likely outcome is, she may be pushing somebody. She may be charging somebody up with their anger issue. Somebody's in some crash out type energy, and she's pushing their buttons to the point where they get ready to straight crash out. Like it's happening as we speak, right? And it's been happening. So it's a daily thing. It's a regular occurrence, but it's not. How I can I put this? Some people's life is like a crash out. They so busy trauma bonding and lying and having addictions and drama. That's a regular occurrence, right? But this is a little different. I feel like the intensity of it is increasing. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be one of those, they can't come back from this type of shit. They could want to, they could try, but there will be forces that prevent it, as what I'm getting. So it's not a, what they used to. It's going to be beyond what they're used to, is what I'm getting. It's going to be more intense than ever before. It's going to be, oh, we think this is regular, but now we got to deal with the consequences of our actions. And I say our, meaning them, meaning the two of them, the three of them, the multiply, whatever them that's involved. There will be consequences that all parties will be. hmm, how I put this? All parties will feel, it will hit them in the, it smack them in the face, kind of like s- stop their progress, stop their shenanigans. It'll shut them down. This crash out gonna be big, and it's mounting as we speak. It's not gonna, and I'm not. I don't know that these two individuals will fight. I just think there's gonna be some consequences that they collectively will have to deal with, that they can't get out of. Okay. So whatever the consequence is not going is going to be very ugly and irrevocable. Not something they can skirt. They're not going to be able to talk their way out of it. They're not going to be able to calm down from. Nope. And even if they attempt to calm down, the crash out is going to happen. So I'll take that out resonate, but they're gonna have to surrender, and they're gonna succumb to the consequences of their actions. Spirit said karma, karma, karma. Tell me about this big dream. Yeah, cycles. This person was trying to keep you in cycles. They may be going through cycles, but they tried to keep you in cycles. This person was future faking. They kept promising this rose of love. They kept promising something big is going to happen, these big dreams. They were probably talking to you in an emotional sense. You see that moon energy twice? This person was definitely selling delusions with you. And they were being sold illusions. They ain't going to have much longer. All right? Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me about ascending. Spirit said, you getting over this. You have been doing the work and healing. That your contemplation, even if you think about this person a lot, the way you are unpacking it, the way you are working on yourself. So Spirit said, you're not just in your head. Spirit said, you're doing other things that help you unpack your situation to see it for what it really is versus what you wanted it to be. Tell me more. Yeah, family. You have more family focused, family oriented. If you have a family, you're focused on them. You've got children, you're taking care of them. You're doing what you need to do, and this person is on the back burner. Okay, they're not going to impede in your progress because now they got to go deal with their karma, which has nothing to do with you. And if it does have something to do with you, it's because they talk about you or they use you in competition with somebody else, make somebody else feel bad. But it's not you specifically. It's the concept of you. You know what I mean? Somebody wielding you as a weapon, but you're not involved. Right? Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah. Somebody was settling in an abandoned situation. Somebody was sit. Somebody was settling for a situation that left them feeling lost and lonely. You know what I'm saying? And you might have told them. You said you warned them about a problem either now or in the future. And and this person did not appreciate your loyalty. They didn't appreciate your wisdom. They didn't listen to you at all. Is what I'm getting. They didn't listen to you. They didn't care what you had to say. Their heart was in that abandonment because they trauma bonded with somebody. So you were never going to matter to this person. Okay. This person, when you're addicted to some situation or a person, um, there's highs and lows. And the lows, especially in neglect, in a neglectful situation when somebody leaves you for long periods of time, pays you no attention, they starve you, right? And then they come back and act like everything's fine and they love bomb you and they keep you in that vicious cycle. This person is in that cycle. So maybe they had a little taste of what they thought was good for a hot second, literally a hot second before it went bad. Because the mask don't stay on long with situations like this. This person is realizing how lonely, how miserable they are, how they are really crashing out, how their dreams don't last long, and that they stay in cycles. All of this I see that you have warned this person about at some point in time. But Spirit told you to refocus your energy. So you may have given the warning. Spirit said that's good enough, let it go. Let them do the work. All right. Tell me more, Spirit. It's about refocusing your life back to what matters to you. Tell me more. You got good advice from a friend. Yeah, regrets is trying to come out. The answer no. But I'm not taking that one at a time, please, Spirit. One at a time. Yeah, grief. I'm sorry. I'm trying to put it down and show you at the same time. I feel like you grieve this person. I feel like you grieve what you thought things were going to be. I think you have gotten over the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I think you've gotten over the possibilities, the potential. I think you've worked through that part at least when it comes to this person. This person, on the other hand, is stuck on where they settled, and it's an abandoned situation. But you, on the other hand, well, this is what they want. They want to go a new direction, which is towards you, or on away from whatever they got going on with that feminine energy. But they're stuck in fear. Fear is going to keep this person trapped. I'm scared to turn the heater back on. I don't know what just happened. You know what? Let me just turn it off because, oh, what the hell. But yeah, your person is Spirit said they got some deep regret. Spirit said they also grieving you. Like you might have grieved each other. You grieve the possibilities and they grieved who you actually were. You know what I'm saying? They grieve at who you actually were. Oh, so tired of this narrative because this shit seems like it's never ending. And I get when people say they want some new energy because, collective, my people, y'all stay with somebody hanging on to your energy and stuck in fear, not wanting to speak up. Or maybe they want to, but unwilling to because they're beholden to somebody that is trying to rob them of their happiness and their joy. And they are essentially allowing it by way of mental illness or by way of a trauma bond or whatever the case may be. It indicates some sort of mental illness. Like this indicates that somebody is just not happy, not able to be happy, something like that. All right. Um, mm, mm, mm. We need some advice because yuck. This energy is yuck. Oh, let's do Kyle Gray. This is some yucky energy, right? Who wants to be, I'm not saying you don't want to be loved by somebody or cared for by somebody. I don't think this person would know what love is if it smacked them. But I think they have a strong affinity towards you because you represent something they never had and it felt good. But this person here is dealing with something bad. They dealing with cycles of trauma. They dealing with nonsense. They dealing with crash outs and people who harmed them. This is what they're dealing with, and they're scared. And you don't want anybody in your life scared, because if somebody's in your life scared 9 times out of 10, they'll turn on you quick, right? Spirit got you working on your harmony and your resolution within. You know what I'm saying? Balancing yourself out, giving yourself justice. That's what Spirit got you working on. Harmony. I feel like a lot of y'all closing it. If this feels like unfinished business, it might be, but I feel like you got your closure, regardless of this person being able to give you upfront closure. I feel like you've gotten yourself your closure. I don't know. Yeah, take a step back. You had to take a step. Let me tell you something. This is what I do. I take a step back from people that need to go work their shit out. You know, what I realize is that you can give somebody tools, you can give them anything they need. You can give it to them. But if they may not use it, they may not care to. So I feel like when you give somebody advice, whether they take it or not, give them what you feel like they need, and then take a step back. Let them get themselves sorted out. Let them work on what you've given them, or whatever else they feel like they need. Let them work on that. I had a call today from a sister friend of mine who mentioned a man who has 2 children that were kind of thrust upon him because him and the wife are getting a divorce. And she, instead of taking the kids with her, she left him with the father. So, of course, he's never been through anything like this, because 9 times out of 10, initially she was the primary caregiver. Now he's thrust with the responsibility of managing 2 children. So she asked him about my business and could I help? And I'm like, okay, well, this is how. Send them to this agency, get them, what I say, um, certified. If they can get certified under that program, then I can assist them. And she was like, well, if they can't, can you work out something? I said, well, it may be possible, but not until after he takes that step, right? And then she said, okay, and if that doesn't work out, I'll pay for this amount, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, again, I said to her, I get that this person is thrown. I get that you care, right? But hand him the tool and let him use it, meaning he needs to go to work. And sometimes you can give people so much that they feel as if they don't have to work. What's up, Queen Soul? How you doing? Some people feel like they don't have to work and put in any effort, because not only do you have the tool, but you know how to use the tool. No, this is the era of softness, right? People have to do their own work. You're not supposed to do everybody's work for them, right? Tell me more, Spirit. One at a time, please. Composure. Yeah, they got to get themselves together. So let them. Let them fashion their tools. Let them pick out what they need. You can suggest, well, I think you should take that knife, that sword to the fight. I think you should also make sure you bring your shield and, whatever. You could tell them, I think you should go to some therapy, or I think you can get some group counseling, or I think you could do better this way or do better that way, right? But it's up to them to get it together. And it's up to you, collective, to keep your standards and requirements intact. You should have non negotiables, things you're just not going to tolerate, so that you don't put yourself in a position of somebody stringing you along with the dreams and the pipe dreams that they believe they're not actualizing, that they're not putting in effort to. This person, you had to take a step back and they got to get it together. But Spirit's giving you harmony and resolution. Unlike them. Tell me more, Spirit. Oops. too many. Yeah, this person has to learn to be vulnerable with you. And they have to equate that vulnerability with freedom. I also feel like this might be somebody who valued what they thought freedom was, you know, from you, because they felt like maybe being with you required too much responsibility because you have standards and boundaries, right? But this person needs to be vulnerable with you, like honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Truthful about what's in their heart, and not just truthful what's in their heart, tell you the truth about things that had maybe transpired. You know what I'm saying? They have to get in that trustful energy and be straight up. They just have to. There's Sagittarius here, so that's their, oh boy, this force this way out. But they also got to cut cords from this feminine energy. They have to cut the cords with that energy. Whoever that is, I had a dream a while back. In the dream, this woman asked me to go to a job with her. So I did. I don't know why. I don't like her. But we went. I remember the car she was driving was white, a white truck. I remember she had a peanut butter leather bag. I remember going in, talking to security, and them serving her something. And I remember in the dream, the person that needs to move on from her um, said that she had stole something from her job, and that they happen to know about it. And I was like, really? And what kind of things? And she worked around jewelry, so apparently she stole jewelry. The one ring in particular, she swallowed the ring. Why she did that, I don't know. But they had an idea that she took it. And in the dream, they were trying to give her sweets that had a laxative in it with the hopes that she would use the bathroom. And they put screens. I don't know why my dream was so intricate, y'all. It was crazy. But they put screens in the toilets or something to be able to extract the jewelry so it doesn't go down the sewer system. And she, at one point, the stomach started bubbling and decided to go to the bathroom. And then got almost to the door and decided to leave instead. So they never got to extract the ring. And I know this sounds crazy, but so I asked one of my children what that was, interpret this dream. And I didn't tell them who was what or anything like that. And they said, well, the person that told you about the dream in the dream, told you about the theft in the dream, she was swallowing their happiness. Mm, I can't make it up. And I feel like that kind of crossed my mind. But yeah, one of them told me she was swallowed. That ring represented somebody's happiness, somebody's joy. This is what this feminine energy is trying to do. Is trying to consume somebody's joy, keep it from them by any means. Now it's gonna come out. It gotta come out, and that's what my child said. She said, even though they tried to swallow it, it's gonna come out one way or the other. It doesn't. It's not gonna stay there. Yeah. So in this dream, this person, and then given that it was a dream with it was a ring with a blue stone wrapped in it, that could cut somebody's insides as they go down. She didn't care. That's how reckless she was about it. She didn't care as long as she swallowed their dreams, and she wasn't gonna cough it up. She wasn't gonna let it out. This person has to cut the cords from whomever that is because they're stifling them and keeping them from their dreams. Oh, what's the bottom of the day? Strength. Yep. So instead of fear, this person needs to operate in strength and guidance. They need to call on the Most High. So they need to pray about life. They need to Spirit said if they don't feel strong, they better fake it till they make it. But they need to get some courage, and they also need to get guidance. So that means they need to be listening to somebody that has their best interest in mind. Also, Spirit said somebody's listening right now, they need to listen. If this person is listening and going through this and they need guidance, don't forget where you got that from. Like, don't forget. Spirit said, don't forget where you came from. Okay. So if you got somebody in your life supporting, giving you guidance, giving you, because I saw that in previous readings with the Emperor. Don't forget where you got that from. Don't get, because this person has the potential to really do big things, right? But there are people along the way that are willing to work with this person and offer them support. Spirit said, do not get big headed. Remember where you came from, because there are people that are put on your path to assist you to elevate and cut these cords. And once you do, you'll be free and you will flourish. However, don't forget who supported you. Don't forget, because there's some good people on your way. So take that how it resonate. If it don't resonate, hey, don't take it. It ain't your story. But the message is, you better get your confidence up, and you better get your composure, get your shit together. That's what I'm getting, and cut them damn cords. You know, this energy is on repeat, moving away, walking away. Eight of cups type energies. It's just on repeat, y'all. Which means maybe not one person, but several people need to walk out of situations and not look back. What you holding on to? You know what I'm saying? What are you settling for? What do you think is going to occur? If these people always carry it a certain way with you, why do you think they're going to be any different? What would make them change? More than likely, nothing. Nothing is going to make them change. The only person y'all can change is you. Okay? So don't think you're going to change a person. The only person you can change is you. Let them scallywags be. Let that raggedy energy be. Whether they family, friend, or foe, walk away and don't expect them to be humans or different. This person is destructive. Let me put these cards back up so y'all can see. They're destructive and deceptive. Okay? Straight crash out, and they're gonna succumb to the consequences of their actions, even against you, right? And you just need to, in the meantime, cut the cords, snip it. You don't need to hold on to it. And it's a lot of feminine energy. I feel a lot, meaning it's not just one woman. It all depends on who this is resonating with, right? It could be one woman for some, it could be multiple for others, right? But they have muddled and unclear thinking, and they are very arrogant. They want to act like they big and bad, but I'm hearing they are Goliath and you're David. You can cut them down with one rock thrown in the center of their head. And part of cutting them down would be just leave them a fuck alone. Let them go. What you holding on to them for? Do they serve you in any way? There's a couple people when I think back, do I miss them? And I'm like, I'm thinking about what they brought to my life. And then I'm thinking, but what I brought to their life, I would miss me too, right? But I don't realize, I can't seem to figure out what should I be missing? I can't. I can't figure it out. And that's how the reading started off. So, you might have somebody in here, uh, in your life. I said in your life, um, that excuse me, I'm itching. Um, tells you or wants to know if you miss them. Be honest, y'all. Be honest. You know what you brought to the table. Spirit said they needed to increase their efforts to make a dream with you come true, and they didn't do it. They over there got to cut some cord. Maybe when they get free, and if you're free, and they can apologize or whatever they got to do to get in your good graces, if they put in the effort, maybe, maybe, for some of y'all. All right, so take it how it resonates. If it don't resonate, don't take it. Um, Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell so you're notified anytime I come on. If you're in this fear energy, spirit said, boy, get your stuff together, y'all. Thank you for coming to the channel. In the meantime,